The Indiana Hoosiers have been a top 5 offense in both years Curt Cignetti's been at the helm in Bloomington. In 2024, a Canadian kid named Curtis Rourke transferred in from Ohio and averaged 38.3 points per game, despite playing with a torn ACL for most of the season. In 2025, some Florida kid named Fernando Mendoza transferred in from Cal and averaged 39.2 points per game on his way to winning the Heisman. Now in 2026, a North Plains, Texas kid named Josh Hoover transferred in to Indiana, and I don't think it's crazy to say that he's stepping into the practice facility at Indiana better than the first two guys before him. Gosh, it's good to have a hot take that you're willing to pound the table for, and I think that's facts. Don't believe me? Let's watch the tape. So last year, Josh Hoover ranked second nationally in RPO usage, ironically only behind who else other than Fernando Mendoza. Josh Hoover is made to be an OC Mike Shanahan's offense. And here's a perfect example. It's a staple TCU RPO play. Josh Hoover is reading this linebacker. All right, he's tucked in. He's reading this safety. This safety's blitzing. All right, you're going to have a window on the outside. Even though my heels are on the goal line, let me get this ball out quickly and get the rock in my playmaker's hands. The thing that you're going to hear a bunch with Josh Hoover is like, oh, he throws like a middle infielder. Oh, he's like a shortstop or a second baseman. That shows through on the RPOs. Look at how quick this ball comes out. Fernando Mendoza has a quick release. I think Josh Hoover has an even quicker release. Here, it's Mendoza. Different kind of RPO. This time it's in the national championship game. You got Charlie Becker on the top of the screen. He's going to be on a little 5-yard out. Both Miami defenders, one in the, or all three, linebacker and safety are tucked in the box. Corners bailing off. Fernando Mendoza says, all right, even though I got a run going to the left, there's enough cushion on the right-hand side. Miami's so worried about Becker beating him deep, he's able to get an easy completion on the outside. This was a staple in the Indiana offense. It's a criticism for those of you guys that have seen my Fernando Mendoza, how will he translate to the NFL videos? It's a criticism that I have of Fernando because RPO was such a big part of Indiana's offense. I don't think he was asked to execute NFL progression passes as much as some of these other guys, but that's for a separate video. Here we're talking RPOs. You also got Josh Hoover again. We just saw a 5-yard out from Fernando Mendoza. Here it is for Hoover. 5-yard out, short side of the field. Corner is off coverage. Backers tucked into the box. Hoover's going to take this all day long. Easy completion. He did it at TCU. It'll translate perfectly to Indiana. And because he has that quick release, and we'll see it from the back view here too, you're able to give your receiver the rock early and he can do some yak and something with it afterwards. Real quick, look at this again. Look at this arm angle right here. From faking there to ball out, look at how quickly it gets out of his hands and look at the arm angle as well. Bop. That's turning 2 right there. You're going to hear that comp, if you haven't already, with Josh Hoover a bunch this season. This time, you got Fernando Mendoza, wide side of the field. This is a big league throw by Fernando. He's going to hit a 5-yard hitch RPO. This is a long way for this ball to travel. But you know the read here. Linebacker tucked in, safety tucked in. Corner's going to start dropping off. I don't care if you have the run inside. This is enough cushion to paint this ball on the outside, get an easy completion, and put tons of pressure on the defense. Look at it here, and then we're going to get a Josh Hoover example, same exact thing. Good arm angle there by Fernando Mendoza as well. Doesn't look fancy, but super, super effective. Here you got Josh Hoover, same thing. Hitch on the bottom of the screen, backers a little bit tucked in. Only difference is now the run's going towards where the throw is going to end up, not away from it. But still, look at Hoover's eyes here. He's going to see this backer coming down. He's going to see this safety coming down. He knows this corner is going to have to bail, and he knows he has an easy completion on the bottom of the screen. What Hoover did at TCU translates immediately to what they're doing at Indiana. Look at the footwork here, back view. He's like, oh, I'm having soft coverage to the right. Ball fake, flip the base, ball out with pace, accurate throw, give the rock to number 1. Here, just to drive the point home, you got a hitch here for Fernando Mendoza. Same rules that we've talked about. A staple for Fernando Mendoza. Not sure how much he'll have this in the National Football League with the Raiders, but it does show the quick release. Same thing again for Josh Hoover. You get the point. These RPOs were a staple in both offense. Number 1 and number 2 in the country in terms of RPO usage. Oh, we got one more for good measure. Why did I put this one in here? Because I want you guys to see the arm strength for Josh Hoover. He's not as big as Fernando. You're going to hear the middle infield comp, which sometimes I feel like people can associate that with you don't have a ton of arm strength. No, not the case here. He can rip it to the wide side of the field. Ball out, protect your receiver. Just puts so much pressure on the defense. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, do me a solid and hit the like and subscribe button down below. Helps me out a bunch. Appreciate you guys. When comparing Josh Hoover and Fernando Mendoza's games, I do think Josh Hoover has a quicker, smoother release than Fernando Mendoza. That's not to say there's any concerns in that department with Fernando, but if you're ranking them on a list, I do think Hoover is smoother than Fernando in that regard. And it shows up in his ability to get the ball out quicker so he can fit the rock into tight windows. His two best throws in the 6 games of Josh Hoover that I watched, both happened versus Cincinnati and both in this game here. Here, he's going to hit a seam route down the middle of the field that bends towards the middle of the end zone, and he's going to sneak it in between the linebacker that's dropping and the safety that's over the top. And this is an absolute dime because it's not just the 2 defenders that we see there. There's a third defender, and that's the back end line. The back of the end zone. If this ball doesn't get up and down in a hurry, it's not only going to be an incompletion, but it could be an interception. And look how fast Josh Hoover gets this ball out of his hands. He knows based off leverage. Safety's outside leverage, back or inside, I got to rip this. Paints it on him. We'll get the back view as well. This is an absolute dime. If I'm an Indiana fan, I'm saying this is why we went out in the portal, and this is why we got this dude. He rips that thing in there. Absolute dime. Also in that game, this is going to be a flood concept to the tight end. Side note for the offensive nerds and junkies in here, this is a really cool design here of how to run flood routes. He's going to have a post route by the point man. Let me use a different color. Post route by the point man. He's going to have a out and then return in by this outside receiver. And then the tight end here is working a flood concept at 12 to 15 yards. I love this by Josh Hoover because he navigates 2 defensive linemen, one coming from his right and then one up in his face. His eyes, you can see, go down because there's chaos in the backfield, but then he quickly gets back up, resets his base, still anticipates this throw, and it's an accurate dime to this tight end. Check this out. We'll have the back view as well. He's getting pressure, steps up, resets base, ball out of his hands, utilizes the green grass. This is a big-time throw. If you're a defensive coordinator watching this, you're like, all right, there's something we can do. We're bringing pressure. All right, we didn't get home. He's got some wiggle. He's got some quickness to him. Then he gets his eyes back upfield. And I'm not giving him enough credit. His eyes never went down. It kind of looked like they did, but nah, he's chilling. Excellent throw by Josh Hoover. And we all know the Horned Frogs, they got a deep quarterback tradition. We got Slingin' Sammy Ba, Davey O'Brien, Andy Dalton, Trayvon Boykin, Max Duggan. All those dudes' names sit under Josh Hoover on the TCU single-season passing records list. He did that by attacking the intermediate and deep parts of the field. And I say this all the time on the channel. The true OGs will know. The difference between a good and a great passing attack in college football is the intermediate passing game. We're talking 12-yard flood routes. We're talking 12 to 15-yard dig routes. We're talking comebacks. We're talking curls. As I say that out loud, it reminds me of the Superbad quote where he says,
we're talking missionary. We're talking missionary. We're talking when I'm on top and she's on her back.
But anyways, it shows up a lot with Josh Hoover. Not necessarily missionary, but intermediate passing game. All right, back to football. Here we go. We got the dig route on the top of the screen. We got a little flood route bottom or in the slot. Look at how he steps up in this pocket. You can see some of the mobility. We'll get the back view as well. Look at how strong he is at throwing off platform. But I want you to pay attention to 2 defenders. This safety's getting deep. This corner's getting deep. Yet he still finds a window with this dig route. 1, 2, 3, steps up. He's getting on the move a little bit, rips a dig route in there, makes that look easy. Back view, look at his body. He's stepping up, yet he's still able to get this ball out quickly. Step up, off platform, confident, tight spiral too. Gonna be cold in Bloomington, tight spiral, not insignificant. Here he's got 4 verts, good old trusty 4 verts. Boom, 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 boom. Right away he knows, or he's thinking, you know what, I got a little 3 high safety look, or it looks like something's going on. It's really going to be Tampa 2 here. Deep half, and then he's going to hang in the middle here. You're going to get a ball fake from Hoover, and look at how quickly he rips this seam route. He's not wasting any time at all. He's throwing his receiver open before he gets into that window, and I believe this is Joseph Manjack, no gloves, former USC Trojan, paints the ball on him. Look at the back view. Look at how quickly he gets the ball out of his hands. It's ball down, eyes down, hitch ball. That is quick. That is the middle infielder we're talking about. Here, I love the pocket movement. They're trying to set up a little like fake the bubble screen, fake block and go. You got a post route here, but he's ultimately going to work back towards the bottom of the screen on like a 15, 20-yard dig route as not a first window throw, but a second window throw on the far hash. Look at him navigate the defensive lineman and the pressure in his face. We'll get a better idea from the back view, but this is big time. He makes this look easy. This is quarterbacking at a high level because his eyes go to the left. He's trying to get there. Works back towards his right, steps up, guys in his face, delivers a 25-yard strike on the hash, and makes this look easy. Ball fake, I like his footwork. He's compact, releases it, tight spiral. Money. And check this out. Take a look at each quarterback's 2 years prior to landing at Indiana. Hoover comes in with 35% more yards than the other guys and just 10 passing touchdowns shy of beating them both combined. Listen, I know the deal. Predicting the Heisman Trophy in, April is psychotic. I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is in April, spring ball, their first spring at Indiana, Josh Hoover is a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza and Curtis Rourke were at the same time. Saying that, that's not psychotic. But hey, let me know in the comments if you think I'm losing my mind or if you see it too. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you like that one, keep hanging around and check out the video recommended on the very next frame.